find those pieces and you say, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to do something with that. And then you do that thing and you iterate on it, and then you become the Beatles, right? Your business is an iteration of, there's other people who do virtual staffing right around the world or around the country or wherever. I'm sure there's plenty of other companies that would be considered the competition.
Of course, yes.
But the way that you've landed on your specific service and your specific way of doing things is that you had an idea, said, oh, I could do something with this. And then you had your skills and your partner's skills that came into the flow. And then you're like, oh, we can do some technical things behind the scenes here to build this correctly. And then out of it came you, Steph.
Right. So yes, and the partners have their personalities really will determine those are like those random pieces that you're kind of sewing together. And the way that I build a business and do business development leverages my personality, right? So I'm not a social media person. I don't want to sit there and do it. Although I'm working on building out our brand a little bit more online.
Your brand is the brand, by the way. Your personal brand is the brand.
Right now it is, but that can only scale so much, right? But it is. It's done.
I think it can scale unlimited.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to be I'm going to be putting myself out there. So I am going to leverage.
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just be you.
Okay.
There are a lot of people out there will connect with you, and that will lead to business.
Well, I appreciate that. And I hope this doesn't come off as like self-centered, this whole conversation.
No, not at all. I'm here complimenting you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I want to compliment you. You have a very relaxing energy to you.
I get that a lot.
So, and I feel like this whole space is like that. I complimented you last time, but that video is not coming in.
I'll tell you a quick story. Dan, my partner in the studio space, I met him less than a year ago. And I met him because he was a guest on a podcast that we were producing for a client of ours.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest on that podcast, went, holy shit, I love how this is being produced. He was also producing a podcast for himself using another company and said, I want to work with these guys. I no longer want to work with the guys that I'm working with now. So he reached out to me. We had a phone call that was supposed to be like a 15-minute intro call. It wound up being like an hour and a half. And the phone call ended with him giving me his credit card number, and like it was over. That has only happened to me twice in business, that I met someone and closed them in the same conversation.
What I was saying, right? That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, it's very rare, but it happens. Yeah.
He then became a client. We started working together, and pretty quickly we started coming up with the ideas and tinkering with what it would look like if we were to create a studio space and a new business together. And then in July, I want to say, he flew us down to North Carolina to shoot something with him. We went to a lake house. One of his buddies owns a beautiful property on a lake in North Carolina, and we were going to shoot some podcasts and shoot some content all weekend long, and it was awesome. And we had a 6 a.m. flight out of LaGuardia. And he was like, oh, I'm going to bring my family along as well. We're going to make this a little bit of a vacation. So you and Eric are going to come with us. And then, we'll leave after the weekend, and they're going to stay for another week afterwards. And Eric and I get to the airport. We're checked in. We're ready to go. And we're like, oh, Dan's not here yet. I wonder where he's going, what's happening. We call him, no answer. Uh-oh, what's happening? Call him again, no answer. So we're like, all right, we're early. We'll just hang out for a bit. It was a business trip, so we're usually on-time airport people, but this time we were like, let's get there early and make sure. It's an early flight. 15 minutes later, I get a phone call from Dan. He's like, we just woke up. All of us overslept. I'm packing the family in the car. This is...
Wow. I'm getting anxiety from that thought.
4:45 for a 6 a.m. flight, and he's leaving Massapequa. He's got to get to LaGuardia. And then he's got to park his car.
And then get
kids. I have a friend who's maybe I won't put it out there, who's connected in some way. And he was getting us a police escort back to the thing. So Dan was going to go drop off his family at the terminal, go drop off his car, and then get the police escort back to the terminal so that he could leave. So like 5:28, he drops his family off
Wow.
at the terminal
For a 6 a.m. flight?
for a 6 a.m. flight. I think it was 6:05. It might have been 6 on the
I don't
dot.
like this story. It's giving me anxiety.
Yeah, right? And we have, and he's like, Steve, take my family, make sure they get on this flight, and I'm gonna go do the car stuff, and I'm gonna make it back. And I was like, what if you don't make it back? He's like, I'll get on the next flight. Just make sure my family gets to North Carolina. They have the rental car. They'll be fine. And so it's Dan's wife and their 2 kids who are under 3 years old, me and Eric. And his wife is, I mean, there's so much chaos, right? So she's like, oh, what's going on? What do we do? And I'm like, well, we're going to go get on the flight. So what's the first step of getting on a flight? She's like, all right, we're going to check in. I was like, exactly. Let's go check in. And she was like, before we do that, I just want to say you have a very calming aura.
It is.
That was my first words that Dan's wife ever spoke to me was, just want to say you have a very calming aura. And then I was like, great, let's get on this fucking flight, right? And we got to check in, and they were like, good thing you're here. You have 1 minute to check in. So they were like, passports, IDs, get us all your stuff. And then we made it through security. The security guards are like giving me, they're like, can you take the kid out of the thing? I'm like, it's not my kid. I don't know. I'm not going to touch this kid and pick him up. He's like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm grabbing strollers and stuffing them in the machine to go through the x-rays. And
making sure the kid's not
she's
in the
holding the
stroller,
kids.
so, yeah.
And we're running through. And I'm long story short, we made it. Long story long, we made it. And Dan, 3 minutes before the doors closed, we see him
Wow.
sprinting around the corner,
Wow.
holding 2 bags in his hands.
Wow.
And we all made it on the flight, and it's like the greatest story. But the point that was made
Yeah.
is that I get the calming.
That
aura
energy
a lot.
matters. Yeah, absolutely. Especially in those types of
In times of
situations.
crisis, like my wife hates it because
She wants to get
stay
into something.
I stay so calm.
So if she's upset, she wants you to be upset with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she's like, how are you not freaking out right now? I'm like, what does freaking out do for us in this moment?